We give you the facts, it's not what you think. Popeye Newsling, Young King, 1 yard, bless.
Good morning, Popeye. Grandma watch Popeyes every morning and every night.
What am I think? What am I think? You're listening to Popeye News Links. This is the Admiral Tibet who I represent, and remember, the time is so serious, cantankerous and dangerous. This is Popeye News Links.
People of Center, St. Mary and surrounding.
Yeah, watch Popeyes, mama.
Here is
Where I watch?
Popeye.
are you on exactly? If you are,
Greetings viewers and subscribers. First up, that guy him thief a phone at the Supermoon store on Bennett Street in Montego Bay. This morning about 9:30, a report was made to the Bennett Street police station, and that guy is now wanted by the police. You thieving boy, this is your chance to do the right thing, because if you don't, jail. Give somebody the phone to carry back to Supermoon by tomorrow. Otherwise, jail. Because me sure say within minutes after this video drop, somebody I go send me a message and tell me who you are. And like how Popeye, a big informer already, you know what's next. Send back the people them phone. A word to the idiot. Now, when we start today's journey, we are still on our way to the Strawberry Primary School in the parish of Westmoreland. Continue to sit back, continue to relax, and continue to enjoy this bumpy ride with me. In the news today, detectives at the Chilani Sissoka office, they have arrested and charged a 16-year-old teenager for the offenses of rape and grievous sexual assault. His name is David Scott. He's a high school student living at Mahogany Hall in the parish of Trelawney. The allegation is that a 10-year-old girl and other members of her family, they were staying at a home where David was also staying. This was due to hurricane damage to their house. It is alleged that one night last month, while the 10-year-old girl was sleeping, David, he went into her room and bound her hands behind her and forcefully had intercourse with her. A report was made to an adult and the police, they were informed. Following police investigation, David, he was picked up by the police and he was charged, so he'll be facing the courts shortly. In this report, now, I have spoken ad nauseum about many scams taking place in Jamaica, and every single day, persons are still being scammed. One such scam is the rent scam. Late last month, a 23-year-old female, she saw an advertisement on Facebook Marketplace about a one-bedroom apartment that was being rented in Portmore. She contacted the person renting the place and they made arrangements to meet. She met with a female and the female showed her a house at the Happy Content housing scheme in Portmore. That house was being rented for $40,000 per month, so she paid over 80,000 Jamaican dollars for deposit and 1 month's rent to the female. She was given a key. On Saturday, December 6, the female, she returned to the property and she realized that she could not enter the house with the key she had. She later found out that the house, it was not for rent, and the person she paid the money to had no legal authority to the house. It was all a scam. Just like that. Next up, I had promised to update this report as soon as any of the guys were charged. The police, they have now charged both of them. This is in relation to an incident that took place on Friday afternoon, December 5, about 5 o'clock. It took place at Cooper's Pen in the parish of Trelawney. Our information is that a team of police officers, they were conducting a roadblock when they signaled a multicolored international truck to stop because the driver and passenger, they were not wearing any seatbelt. The driver complied, and reports are that as the police were approaching the vehicle, the driver, he was seen acting in a suspicious manner. As a result, the police searched the occupants and the vehicle, and bingo. A white piece of cloth was found on the driver's side between the carpet and the transmission area. That piece of cloth was opened and searched, and it was found to contain a Springfield XD .40 pistol. It was affixed with a magazine containing 7.40 rounds. Both the driver and passenger, they have now been charged. The driver's name is Jerome Simpson, but he's popularly known as Tallman. Tallman is a 38-year-old taxi driver living at Hyde Park in the Clarkstown area of Trelawney. The passenger's name is Dwayne Williams, but he's popularly known as Willie. Willie is 38 years old and he's a mason from the Treadway area of Linstead in the parish of St. Catherine. They have been charged for possession of a prohibited weapon and unauthorized possession of ammunition, so they'll be facing the courts shortly. Once again, officers, job well done. In this report, the Darlington police, they have arrested and charged Andre Scott, but he's popularly known as Lucky. Lucky is 22 years old and he's living at Lennox Goods in the Darlington area of Westmoreland. He has been charged for the offense of wounding with intent. It is alleged that on Friday night, December 5, about 8:30, a 25-year-old guy, he was standing in the Darlington Square looking for a taxi to go home when he had an argument with Lucky. This argument got physical and it is alleged that Lucky, he used a brown handle machete to chop the guy 3 times to the top of his head and another chop under the right side of his mouth. The guy, he managed to run off, escaping from Lucky. He was rushed to the Savannah Hospital where he was treated, admitted and subsequently released. A report was made to the police who commenced investigations, and yesterday, Monday, December 8th, Lucky, who is on bail on another matter presently before the court, he went to the Darlington police station to report on condition of bail and he was held by the police. He was taken into custody and charged. So, he'll be facing the courts shortly. In this next report, detectives in Lucy, they have arrested and charged a guy for wounding with intent, possession of prohibited weapon, and using a firearm to commit a felony. His name is Ricardo Birde, but he is popularly known as Whiteman. Whiteman is 37 years old and he is living at Old Road in the Lucy area of Hanover. The allegation is that on Sunday morning, November 23, about minutes to 9 o'clock, a 17-year-old guy known as Tolo, he was walking in a lane at Malcolm Heights in Hanover when he saw a police vehicle passing. It is said that Tolo, he ran into some bushes and hid himself to avoid being seen by the police. While he was hiding, it is alleged that he saw 2 guys walking towards him with guns in hands. Tolo, he started to run and it is alleged that the guys opened gunfire at him. Tolo, he escaped from the guys, but he received a gunshot wound to his left arm. He was assisted to hospital where he was treated and admitted. The police, they were informed and they began searching for the 2 guys whose name Tolo called. One is called Steamed and the other one is called Whiteman. On Wednesday, December 3, Whiteman, in the company of his lawyer, he handed in himself to the police. He was charged, so he'll be facing the courts shortly. This one, sad indeed. That princess on your screen, her name is Amara Moore. She was 9 years old and she was a student at the Villa Road Primary School. She was living at Bonito Crescent in Mandeville in the parish of Manchester. Reports are that this morning, Tuesday, December 9 at minutes to 7 o'clock, Amara, she was walking along Bonito Crescent on her way to school. A garbage truck belonging to the National Solid Waste Management Authority was in the area collecting garbage. Unconfirmed reports are that young Amara, she might have been hit by something that fell from the truck. She fell to the ground and she was run over by the garbage truck. She had no chance of survival after that accident. Princess Amara, she died on the spot. Sad indeed. In this report, in yesterday's video, I told you about the police killing of that hoodlum on your screen. His name is Clifton Brown, but he was popularly known as Packy. Packy was 33 years old and he was living at Lilyfield in the Bamboo area of St. Anne. Packy, he was a serial shop and housebreaker. He was arrested and charged by the police on multiple occasions. He was also sentenced to prison on a few occasions. I reported yesterday that Packy, he was wanted by the police for a number of murders, but some persons close to Packy are saying that Packy, he admitted to them that he was only responsible for the killing of that guy on your screen. His name is Michael Bennett, but many persons called him Jastic or Craig. Jastic was 37 years old and he was living at Lilyfield in St. Anne. Jastic, he was shot and killed on Sunday night, September 21, as he exited the Beaver's Lodge along Cannon Road in St. Anne. So, I asked the person, what did Jastic and Packy had and why Packy pumped 6 bullets into Jastic? They are saying that Jastic and Packy, they didn't have anything, but it was Packy's cronies who gave him the gun and told him to kill Jastic. They are saying that on many occasions they encouraged Packy to give himself in to the police, but Packy, he claimed that due to the amount of times he had been before judges in court, if he went back to court, they were gonna send him to prison for a long time. Packy, he chose not to face a judge. So early yesterday morning, Monday, December 8th, at minutes to 5 o'clock, Packy, he was sent home to face his maker. Another hoodlum bites the dust. The mayhem. So let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. Have you hit on the love button as yet? If you have not yet done so, remember to hit on it. Also, if you are over here watching our videos and you have not yet subscribed, hit on the subscribe button as also. Hit on the notification bell. Then click all so that whenever we drop a new video, you will be one of the first to be notified. In the final report for today now, in yesterday's video, I carried a report about that guy on your screen. His name is Danville Vascianna, but he was also known as Brown Man. He was 24 years old. In yesterday's video, I told you that I was going to be doing some digging and would be updating this report. So, here goes. If you look on your screen, last night I got that message from someone. The person said, I'm reaching out to inquire whether you could please share the source for the information you shared regarding the death of Danville Vascianna. I am reaching out on behalf of his child's mother who lives in Canada because she is seeking clarification on a few matters. His final message and phone calls to her were around 8:50 a.m. asking her to answer. She missed the call, and when she returned the call twice at approximately 9:30 a.m., there was no response. She closed off by saying, if you could share the source of the information you mentioned, it would be greatly appreciated. I responded this morning and I said, good morning. No, I don't and will never share sources. Here's the thing, follow me. I don't care who you are. I don't care what the situation is. I will never, ever, ever reveal the source of my information. So, based on what the person said, Danville, he called his baby mother in Canada Sunday morning, but he did not get her. He last called her about 10 minutes to 9 o'clock Sunday morning. She tried returning the calls about 9:30, but she didn't get him. Now, remember I had reported that Danville's 68-year-old father left him at home about 8:30 Sunday morning, alive and well. He left him to go and charge his phone at a nearby shop. When he returned about 2 hours later, if you look on your screen, that is how he found his son's lifeless body. He saw him with a piece of woven fabric tied around his neck and tied to the bathroom ceiling. He was DEAD. The father, he raised an alarm and the police were called. The police, they processed the scene and they are suspecting that Danville, he took his own life, and this is why. Follow me now. Remember, I told you that Danville, he's from the Lennox Bigoods area of Darliston in the parish of Westmoreland. Danville was a well-known thief in the area. It is said that anytime Danville was ever in the Lennox Bigoods area, a shop broke. Danville, he was a known shop and housebreaker. Over in Sandy Bay, where Danville used to live, it was the same thing. Broke shop, broke house. Now, Danville, he was out on bail for breaking into a bar, and for persons who are gonna say, Popeye is making up stories. I carried a report about Danville last month on November 19. I had reported that a serial shopbreaker was lucky to be alive. His name is Danville Vascianna. He is 24 years old and he's living at Main Street in the Sandy Bay area of Hanover. Like I said, this story was posted on November 19. I reported that on Sunday evening, November 16, a businesswoman, she locked up her business place named Fisherman Paradise and Bar at Sandy Bay and went home. Early the next morning, Monday, November 17, at minutes to 3 o'clock, Danville, he ran to the Sandy Bay police station begging for help. Danville was questioned by the police and he told them that he had broken into the Fisherman Paradise and Bar and someone fired shots at him. The police, they contacted the owner for the bar, and when they went there, the bar was really broken into for true and some items were missing from the shelf. The police, they also found the red and black handled steel cutter that Danville, he used to break into the bar. They also found the pair of cracks that Danville ran left when him hear gunshot a bit. Not only that, the police, they also found 4 9mm spent shells along the roadway, so at least 4 shots were fired at Danville. Danville, he had given the police a caution statement confessing to breaking into the business place. He was charged for shop breaking and larceny and malicious destruction of property. Danville, he was placed before the courts and subsequently granted bail, but by now, the police, they knew about Danville. Danville, him never want to work. A thief, him want thief. It is believed that pressure get to Danville because his every move was being watched and the fact that shots were fired at him and he did not know who it was that fired at him. He was afraid of going on another thieving mission. It is believed that that is the reason why Danville, he decided to call it quits. It is strongly believed that Danville, he felt like he was under pressure, so him took his own life. No one else did it to Danville. Blessed love, everybody.
From the hills to the town, we bring the link. Straight facts, no mix up, no gimmick, no wing. You tune in now, get the real insight. Cause Papa News Link lights in us.
Papa News Link, yeah, we tell it how it is. Jamaican vice, truth in the biz. Click it, share it, every little click count. News with the vibes, that we announce.
No gimmick, no way. You tune in now, get the real insight. Cause Papa business me deal. She a demand out them and it Johnny you damn catch a fire me fi rate it. Inna the race that flop and no fade. Try me bleak with the cabin on me cross silence. For me used to the town we bring the link. Straight facts, no mix up, no gimmick, no wing. You tune in now, get the real insight. Cause Papa News link lighting up thing.
Papa